Welcome everyone. Today I will be beginning my new series called Bite-Size Summaries, where I take any book that I'm reading, I try reading every day, and once I finish them, I'll reread it and summarize it. And the way I'll summarize it, I'll go chapter by chapter, summarizing the basic points, the most beneficial points of the chapter. And why would you watch this? Well, if you don't like to read, if you don't want to read, or maybe you won't have the time to read, but you would like to see, what's in some of these books, because a lot of people talk about a lot of these books, self-help books, and you're like, what are these guys talking about? Or maybe you just want to have a video format of a book. So what is this book? Well, this book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I've been reading this book recently and I actually love it. A little bit of a backstory as to why I started reading the book. Well, recently I've been going through a lot of stuff and been in a very, very downhill slope. And being in that downhill slump, I really wanted to improve. And one of my friends recommended me this book. It's called Atomic Habits. And I'm like, oh, I think I've heard of that book. Because, scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and, wasting your time, you get recommended a lot of books. And you're like, I'll go read that eventually. Well, I actually did buy the book, and I started reading it. I read it throughout the summer, and I just finished, I think it was like a month ago or maybe like a week ago. I don't even remember. But yeah. So what is this book? Well, this book is basically about atomic habits. Tiny changes, remarkable results, as he says, and an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. And that's what the front cover says, and that's a pretty good summary as to what the book is about. The way I look at what this book is basically how to start a habit, how to maintain one, and how to break a habit, and stay away from it as best as you can. That's basically it. So if you want a desired habit or a desired outcome, for example, you want to go to the gym and you want to get fit or something, well, you need to build a habit of going to the gym. So this book will tell you how to start getting into the gym and, how to maintain that. Whereas if you want to stop doing a bad habit, you will have to do X, Y, and Z as to what the book talks about. The book's main philosophy is that our day is built by habits. And what is our day-to-day routine except just habits, right? So if you can maintain and, hone these habits in a way that is beneficial for you, then you'll get a good result. And if you can try mitigating as many bad habits as you can, then it will make a bigger change. Small habits, consistent, and multiple of them will make a person who they are. For example, you got like someone like LeBron James. I'm sure he does a lot of stuff that makes him who he is. Probably wakes up in the morning, probably goes to the gym every day, even to minute details like, fixing up your bed, or maybe has a maid who does that. I don't know. The idea is, if you take these super mega awesome people in this world and break down their life, you'll see that they're just doing very small things that are very good for them. And that's also what's alluring about this book, is that it tells you small habits, small things you can do and change. For example, something I was doing recently after reading the book and during while I was reading the book was I cut out sugary drinks, but I did it in a way where it would be not so hard for me. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I am like addicted to sugary drinks. I cannot have a meal without having a drink with me. I mitigated that by saying, well, let me just cut out sugary drinks and replace with something like Coke Zero or like Gatorade Zero or whatever the hell. Probably still not good for you, but at least I'm not consuming tons of sugar. Oh yeah, and the reason why I was doing that was because I wanted to lose weight and get fit. And that's a huge reason why I probably was gaining a lot more weight. So his basic philosophy that he talks about this book, and that's basically what we're going to cover in this book, is that habits can be staged into 4 things. And I'll put that on the screen if my editing ability is good at this time. It's cue, response, reward, and response. I think I wrote that wrong on my Google Doc. Give me 1 second. The basic 4 stages of a habit is cue, craving, response, and reward. And we'll get into that when we actually get into the book, but just to have an allude to what the book is about. those are the 4 stages as he classifies what a habit is built around. And to manipulate those in a way where you can get the desired outcome that you want. For example, you want to go to the gym, maybe you want to get closer to God, or whatever it is. So, and the 4 things that he mentions, and this is what the book is split into 4 sections: to make the habit obvious if you want the habit to occur, or make the book invisible if you don't want the habit to occur. And this can happen at the Q section of the Q stage of the habit. The next step is to either make it attractive if you want the habit to occur, or unattractive if you don't want the habit to occur. And we're talking about the habit itself, right? The next thing he talks about is making the habit easy, meaning, make it easy to do it. And if you don't want the habit to occur, then you do the opposite. You make it difficult. And lastly, making the habit satisfying if you want to do the habit, and if you don't want to do it, you want to make the habit dissatisfying. That's not a word. Unsatisfying. You want to make it unsatisfying if you don't want to do the habit. And again, we'll go through it when we get through each chapter of this bite-sized summary series thing. Now, some of my thoughts about the book before I get into the actual book. I'm not going to put my thoughts too much in the book. I just want to give you the best summary that I can give you, and you can take from it what you can. But my thoughts quickly about the book. Being a Muslim, this book reminds me of a hadith that is well known amongst the Muslim community, and it's a hadith narrated by Abu Hurairah, where the Prophet ﷺ said, "Take up good deeds only as much as you are able, for the best deeds are those done regularly, even if they are few." So the hadith is obvious. By the way, if you don't know what hadith is, it's basically a narration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may peace and blessings be upon him. It is what our source of religion is, that, and also the Quran itself, the holy book. But yeah, this hadith clearly shows that small deeds that are consistent are more beloved to God than a big deed that is done once. And this is for many reasons. Now, of course, if you were to do a deed, you'd want it to be as big as possible and as consistent as possible, but then that obviously will be more beloved to God. But doing a small deed that's consistent is better than doing a big deed that is small. For example, let's say you give a large donation because there's some event, and the mosque is telling you, hey, we need some funds or whatever, and you're like, okay, I got $10,000 in my bank account, let me give $500. And you just do this once, and you never do this. You never do any sort of charity throughout the year ever again. That is good, but what would have been better if you split that $500 and split it throughout the year and done it every single day. I don't know what the math is, like $1 or $2 a day for some reason. You go give in the mosque or whatever, or you give to some sort of charity. The reason why it's better, even though it seems like the outcome is the same, it's not. Doing a good deed or doing a habit every day will shape who you are as a person, because what are you but actions that are done multiple times throughout your life, right? That's what makes you as a person. So it really shapes you who you are. If you give $2 every day, inshallah, God willingly, you are seen as someone as charitable to God, because that's the only opinion that really matters. And not only that, but good deeds and deeds in general affect the rest of your day. As prayer, for example, the 5 daily prayers, they wash your heart, they remove your sins, and it protects you from the evils of the world. Whereas if you sin, it puts a dark spot on your heart and it affects your whole day, unless, of course, you seek forgiveness. And what I found really fascinating is that in Islam, that God has made so many things habitual in our deen, in our religion. For example, the 5 daily prayers. They are daily for a reason. The morning and evening remembrances of God. You start your day with remembrance of God, and you end your day with remembrance of God. Reading the holy book every single day, and the Quran every single day, and try to complete it every 40 days, or whatever opinion you follow. This is beneficial for the reason we listed before, and it just shows how important habits are, and to effectively make them a part of your life and to manipulate them in a way where it's beneficial for you. And that's hopefully, inshallah, what we'll try to do in this series. One thing I did forget to mention was that this book is not going to tell you the best method of each habit you're trying to implement. For example, if you're trying to work out, it's not going to tell you, how to work out. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. The habits are just going to get you into the gym and, maintain it. That's the idea of the book. Nor is it going to tell you to put effort in the gym. Like anyone can, go to the gym, even quote unquote do the best method, but be very sluggish and not put their effort into it and not put their mind to it. So keep that in note that these two things you'll have to do on your own, but the habit book will tell you, how to start it and how to maintain it. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you want to see future videos or the next parts, make sure to give me a subscribe to the channel. I don't know how they say it. Support a brother, But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.